Hello everyone, this is Carolee Horning and I'm doing my presentation on Holland's Code. I am not very tech or IT savvy, so I am doing this on a PowerPoint with recording myself, so hopefully this works out okay. I tried the Prezi thing and it just didn't go very well, so bear with me if I get the shakes or anything because I'm recording this all by my little lonesome. All right, let's get started. I'm doing the individual career assessment under the self-directed search. It is John Holland's Code, and it's an inventory that is interest focused, taking in regards abilities and competencies. How was this developed? Well, Holland's Code, or the Holland's occupational themes, refers to a theory of careers and vocational choices based on personality types, and the origin is traced back to an article in the Journal of Applied Psychology in 1958. It is a self-directed search. The original article was written in 1958 in the Journal of Applied Psychology, but it was solidified in a secondary article in 1959 with actual vocational choices in a second article by John Holland. There are 4 versions, as you can see on the slide here. There is R for high school and young adults, college, E for older adults, and also those with limited reading skills. CP, which stands for career planning, if you have higher aspirations in a career you're already in. And CE for exploration in middle school. So basically you're just learning all about careers at that point. The scoring is self-directed and it uses raw scores. The individual counts their own responses related to personality types, and then the one with the most produces the answers. So the personality type that has the most answers, that's the kind you go for. Those raw scores are used to determine your career choices, is a better way to put it. There are 6 personality types. The realistic, or R, are the doers. Investigative, I, are the thinkers. Artistic, A, are the creators. Social, S, stands for helpers. E for enterprising, these are the persuaders. And C, the conventional, are for the organizers. And now I'm going to go through each one individually so you can understand it a little bit better. And I actually found this very interesting. Realistic. It says here they like to work with animals, tools, machines, generally avoid social activities. They value the practical things they can see and touch, and they see themselves as practical, mechanical, and realistic. They're independent and stable, persistent, genuine, practical, kind of thrifty, no-nonsense, down-to-earth individuals. They prefer things rather than ideas or people, and they like to work with their hands. They also value the natural, concrete, and tangible, and some of the career examples for this type are an architect, an engineer, a dentist, a carpenter, even a chef. Next we have investigative, and they like to study and solve math and science problems. They have a good understanding of those things, and they see themselves as intellectual and scientific and precise. People who are intellectual or introspective. They're curious and methodical, analytical. They prefer tasks that are scholarly, scientific, technical, or medical. They involve thought and observation, exploration, and discovery. They like to solve problems and perform experiments and conduct research. Some of the examples of this field are professor, a surgeon, a veterinarian, a lawyer, and believe it or not, a counselor, which that didn't really jive with me because I am not very good in math or science, but I guess I do like to solve problems when it comes to people, so in that way it makes sense. Next we have artistic. These are people who are creative. You know, they like the arts, the music, the crafts. They avoid highly ordered or repetitive acts. They don't necessarily like to follow the rules. They're original and independent. Sensitive, unstructured, non-conforming. They like to rely on feelings and imagination. They're those that have inspiration or are spontaneous and open-minded. They work with ideas, abstractions, and concepts. They're also very visual, verbal, and aesthetic. Some career examples: artist, of course, broadcast journalists, public relations, a teacher, even the clergy, it said, and psychologists. Next, we have social, and these are individuals that like to do things with other people. They like to work with people. They usually don't like machines. They try to avoid those and using tools, and for some reason they don't like to work with animals. They're good at teaching and nursing, counseling, or giving information, and they see themselves as trustworthy, helpful, and friendly. They're kind and generous, cooperative, patient, caring, empathetic. They prefer tasks that involve socializing and helping others. Some examples are social work, advocates, human resources, therapists, and foreign diplomats. Lastly, we have enterprising. These are people who are adventurous and ambitious and assertive. They like to persuade people. They like to sell things. They generally avoid activities that require careful observation or analytical thinking. They're more into valuing success and leadership. They see themselves as energetic, ambitious, sociable. Probably Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump would fall into this category. They are ambitious and assertive and dominant and persuasive and motivational. They like to work in places where they can be in charge and take risks and debate and be competitive. Career examples: politician, business, a firefighter, or customer service. There's a wide range there, as you can see. Conventional like to work with numbers or records or machines. They like to stay within the lines. They follow the rules. They generally avoid ambiguous or unstructured activities. Is good at working with numbers in a structured and orderly way, and good at following plans. They're conscientious and conservative, logical, efficient, orderly, organized, thorough, detail-oriented. They value precision and accuracy, and they excel in practical tasks and quantitative measurements, structured environments, and they definitely like to stay within the box, as they say. Some of these career examples are accountants, economics, math, technical writers, and real estate. The Holland theory is best known and most widely used research theory in this topic of individual career assessment. Again, it helps you identify careers and educational programs that fit your personality to a path of well-being. And in saying that, the theory of personality also matches the type of working environment. For example, all of the working environments are the same. They're realistic, they're investigative, they're artistic, they're social, they're enterprising, they're conventional. All of these personality traits and interests are linked with the working environments, and when the personality and environment matches, the individual finds well-being within the career choice. The 6 personality types are referred to as Holland's Code, and again, it's RIASEC. So many times when you see the raw scores, they are coded with those letters. People with the same personality type create environments that fits their type, which is rewarding for that career. This equals more success and happiness and satisfaction. Because a lot of times how you feel at work is an extension of the environment and the people you work with. It's not necessarily just the task you're doing. So when that matches your personality, then you are more comfortable. However, many individuals are more than one type. They can have similar interests and happiness in different categories. So you're not necessarily stuck to one box. You can be a combination. You can be realistic and investigative. And therefore, you'd want to explore both those careers in the category, or explore careers in both those categories. When you are grading the scores, you'll probably have high scores in both categories, so you would look at both career types. This is called Holland's hexagon, and as you can see here, there are many different triangles. So you could be realistic and conventional. You could be social and artistic. Odds are you won't be social and realistic. Those are on different sides of the hexagon, but I suppose it's not impossible. To benefit from Holland's theory, there are several things you must do. Number one, you have to use a valid and accurate measure of Holland's personality types that are supported by published research. In other words, you can't make up your own personality type or your own competency. It has to be something that's already been published as that personality type. And the list of careers have to be correct within the personality type categories. For example, a police investigator is going to have an investigative personality type, wanting to explore and problem solve. And their environment's going to match that. Obviously, they're going to be trying to solve a puzzle and solve crimes. So you wouldn't put firefighter in with, or you wouldn't put and police investigator in the artistic category. Those don't match up. So that is an example of correct personality types within the list of careers. There are a couple ethical considerations to take into account. It is inexpensive and easy to use, so a wide range of clients are able to use it. And as we talked about before with the 4 categories, it can be used from middle schoolers all the way up to senior citizens, and even those that have a hard time reading, there is a code for them to be able to use it. The scoring should be monitored since it is a self-assessment. You want someone to go over the answers with you. A career counselor can help you decide which environment and personality match up the best and can help you go over each of those career types. A few multicultural issues. It does not take gender differences into consideration. It doesn't ask you if you're male or female. You could see this as a positive or a negative, I suppose. It does not list careers based on gender, which I personally would see that as a positive, but perhaps not everyone. Non-traditional interests are not represented. It's very black and white. There aren't a wide variety of career choices that are non-traditional skills or interests. This should not be used exclusively either. Other career assessments and tools should be incorporated into the selection process or decision making regarding a career. I took this test myself. I found it to be very helpful. It did say that I should be a counselor, or I could be a counselor, so that was in my category. You can take this test yourself in several places. I'm going to refer to my reference page here. I actually went to Career Key, where you can take the test yourself. This reference is obviously very pro Holland because it is administering the test, so can't really go here to find a lot of information other than what the personality types are and the careers are. However, I would highly recommend going there if you are interested, taking the test yourself and to see how it fits. Holland's code is also represented on Wikipedia, and I found this actually very helpful in breaking down all of the personalities for me. It's where I found all the codes as far as doers, thinkers, creators, and helpers. So if you want to know kind of where you fit and what you think you are, that's a great place to go. Truidity is the Holland Code Career Test. Again, it's another place where you can take the test. There was some information on there I found helpful. And then our book was really good about talking about the self-directed part. And it wasn't very specific to Holland, obviously, but it's a great place to start. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And again, I found this very helpful. I think as a counselor, using the Holland Code is a great place to start if you have a client that is in between jobs or in a transition period, or maybe you're seeing a young person who is just exploring what they want to do. This is a great place to start. It is not the end-all be-all. It's just one tool in the toolbox. But I think multiculturally and ethically, it's a good place to go because anyone can take it. Thank you very much, and I hope I didn't have the shakes too much. Thank you.